Rob, start that again. As we've known, the pandemic is causing havoc everywhere. But as far as our little movie world bubble goes, you know, it has affected us primarily in the terms of the films themselves. Of course, a lot of production, almost all production had been delayed or canceled for a period of time. And on top of all that, Rob, we've had movies that were supposed to come out in the last few months that have had to been delayed. And there's only so much room in the release schedule that can even permit a lot of these films to then get reallocated new dates. There's just not room for all of them. So a number of films have been getting dumped on streaming and things like that. And now we've got our latest casualty of that as one of the films I've really been looking forward to. That's Jon Stewart's new film, political comedy, Irresistible, that was going to be starring Steve Carell. And this is one that, you know, when the trailers came out, I thought it looked really funny. Of course, I'm a big Steve Carell fan. I'll watch anything with Steve Carell and pretty much enjoy everything with Steve Carell. But this was supposed to come out and hit theaters in May or in March or May. I can't remember. I think it was March, actually. It was supposed to come out in March. Now it's going to get released, I believe, in June or July, but they are going to go straight to streaming. This is one, Rob, that kind of fits the mold of a film that would get bumped. You know, it's a smaller film. This was never going to be a big blockbuster, all that kind of stuff. Where do you find it and where do you reshuffle it in? This is kind of the prime film that would be a candidate for getting bumped. And by the way, the type of film that probably wouldn't do all that bad as far as VOD goes, probably not all that bad as far as VOD goes. So I'm not surprised that this film got moved. I'm disappointed, though, because I'm a big Steve Carell guy. I was really looking forward to seeing this on the big screen. Rob, any surprises that this movie gets moved, and how do you think it can do?
Well, I'll tell you, this weekend I've seen all kinds of marketing for this film. I've seen Jon Stewart, pieces of him talking about what it's like to be back behind in the director's chair again, and I've seen the trailer for the film. It's got Rose Byrne is in it as well, and it looks really good. And there's two movies now, John, that I hate to say it, that I'm really looking forward to drop on video on demand or pay on demand, whatever you want to call it, is this movie and The King of Staten Island. You know, Judd Apatow's film that stars Pete Davidson. That's basically based on his own life, how he lost his father, who was a firefighter. And both of these films, comedic, and they both look terrific. And I'm really looking forward to watching these movies.
How do you think they could do?
We can see your on the
live. The audio thing came up there. A lot of technical problems today. How do you think they're going to do over there? I think people want to laugh. I think people want a chuckle, John. I mean, you know, with all the news it's coming out, both of these movies. I mean, I've heard somebody described, I think, on Jeff Wells' website that The King of Staten Island was Pete Davidson's 8 Mile. And I'm like, wow. So it looks very funny, but it's also heartfelt and comedic and is about his own life. I mean, I think that's terrific. And this Steve Carell comedy just looks, I think Rose Byrne and Steve Carell as a comedic duo is an irresistible one. And the movie looks really funny. Between that and Space Force, I think Steve Carell's he's going to be killing it in the next couple months. I am so looking forward to Space Force. I'm looking forward to that. Question is for you guys, what do you think about this move of moving Irresistible straight to VOD? Do you feel like we do that? Yeah, this was the kind of movie that would get that sort of treatment at this point, unfortunately. Or are you surprised that they made that move? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.